Alright, welcome back to our channel. Here we are. As you can see, we have gameplay here in the background, so I'm just going to be talking. You can all listen. We're just going to talk about the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie that just came out. I went to see it. I'm a big Transformers fan, so I had pretty high hopes. I mean, I didn't really know how I would like animals as Transformers, but it worked out pretty well. Like, I liked Optimus Primal and all of those. I like just want to talk about it, have thoughts. It's a spoiler review, so warning there. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Pretty good movie. I just got like some notes here. Talk about like I put a whole bunch of notes down like right after the movies, so I didn't forget anything. It's kind of like beginning to end a little bit. So we got like Scourge. So this is like the main villain. So the bad guys. Their main thing is they're trying to find these keys. They're trying to give it to um, what's the big guy's name? It's not Unicron. Cybertron. Or is Unicron? I don't know. They're trying to give it to him so they can do something with it. Autobots, they want it because they're stuck on Earth and they want to go back home. But some people like protecting the keys. So Scourge comes to this planet. He like wipes out those people. Ends up killing. Was it Optimus? It was a primal of some sort, but it was like an older one. So, but then like Optimus Primal, he takes a ship, and they fly away to go hide the key from Scourge. Scourge can have it. And Scourge is like a badass. Like he's no joke. He takes out this one, like gorilla transformer, like a primal, like with ease. So we come back. We meet the human. The story. The humans were okay. Some of them I liked, like Noah. Noah I liked. He was okay. The little brother, he was okay. So he's trying to find a job. So we'll just skip ahead. Finally meets Mirage. Where he's trying to steal a car, and then the key's at like a museum where we meet Elena, and Elena was. I'll talk about Elena later. But Elena, she's like I don't know. She studies artifacts and everything. So the key, it like ignites and it sends like this beacon that only Transformers can see. So then Optimus, he sees it, he calls all Autobots. So then we meet Mirage. He takes Noah out on like a little spin. Then we go ahead and we meet Optimus and Bumblebee. And Optimus he had like a huge problem with humans this movie. That's like one of the things I didn't really like him. I didn't really like Optimus at the first beginning of the movie because he was just such a jerk. He did not like humans at all. So when they try and plan to capture the key, he didn't like that at all. Mirage, I like Mirage, but I think he was like a little bit too much. It's pretty obnoxious. Some parts were funny for him, like the humor. Some parts was pretty funny. Bumblebee's there. I think that's the one Bumblebee with the Bumblebee movie. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. I think. So we talked about that. We talked about the key. So they have Noah go try and steal the key, but he meets Elena, and then the Scourge and his people, they come, and then they they wiped the floor with Autobots. Like Optimus had no chance. He was getting tossed around. It kind of had me remembering like the Transformers 1 with Megatron versus Optimus. Megatron was just tossing Optimus around, and it was no problem. I was kind of upset about that. I thought Optimus would do better against him, but he was just like, I don't know. He wasn't really a good fighter until later in the movie. Then like Bumblebee, his death was like pretty hard to watch. You know, I don't like to see that. But luckily Scourge didn't do anything too like significant to him. So he was able to be revived later in the movie. So we go ahead. They go to Peru somehow. Elena somehow knows like the other key is in Peru, so they go to Peru. Then they have to go and find that, and Scourge and his people are already there, and he sends those like this little transformer things to go kill Elena and Noah, and they're pretty bad at it. They get sent to do it like 3 times, and they can't kill them. It's pretty funny. So the key ends up not being there. So then they are running away from Scourge and everything. Then we meet Optimus Primal. I liked him. You know, I didn't know how I'd feel about the animals, like as Transformers, but they were pretty cool. So when they were, and in the midst of like all of that, when Scourge and Optimus, they met up again, and they're about to have like this big battle, but then like that bird Transformer, she came in, and then she gets hit by something from Scourge, and it ends up like taking her over eventually. And when they meet Optimus Primal and they go to like that one village, she's like very slowly being taken over, and I was like, none of the Autobots recognize that she's getting taken over, that we should get her out of here. She ends up being a big problem. She ends up being taken over, and so Optimus Primal has to kill her, and then Elena's all upset about it. And I mean, I get she had a little moment with the bird one. I forgot her name already, but I was like, why are you so upset? You barely knew her. I mean, of course it was sad. So okay, we end up going to the big fight. Big fight that was pretty good. All the fighting was pretty good. I don't care too much. I don't really keep an eye out for like the CGI stuff and anything. Everything I watch, I like CGI. I think it looks good unless it's really noticeable. So like the big CGI fight, the humans, they have to go underneath like this hole where only like humans can go. So Scourge has to fight Optimus, and Elena has to go and somehow like override the key so a portal doesn't open up and Unicron comes in and destroys Earth. So Elena, of course, somehow miraculously knows like alien technology. She's able to hit the password, but it doesn't like stop the whole thing to Scourge. He ends up shooting it. So, and then in the battle, Mirage, he ends up like saving Noah, and then Noah somehow gets his armor, which I didn't really like that. I thought he should just use the Transformers just to fight the Transformers. I didn't really get why he had to get a suit. He was doing better than Optimus was doing. I was like, okay, whatever. So B comes in, because he was revived, because the key like emitted this huge energy that B could only be revived by like this huge type of energy. So he's revived. My favorite part of the movie was when he comes in from the airplane and starts just lighting people up. He comes in, he kills that one. So Scourge finally gets killed by Optimus. Then when Optimus he tries to go sacrifice himself to like destroy the key, so it blows up. I thought it would be a bigger explosion, but it wasn't. And then Noah, I have no clue how. Everything else is getting dragged through this metal and rocks are getting pulled in this portal. Noah somehow grabs Optimus. I know he has the suit and everything, but I was like, how in the world is he not getting dragged into this portal? But he doesn't. He almost loses it. He's having a hard time doing it. And then Optimus Prime, when he comes in, he saves Optimus. So then they all drive away and everything. And at like the end of the movie, Noah goes to get like a job interview. And then when he was, like one guy would like figure it out, everything. I thought the big reveal was going to be like Sector 7. I was like, maybe it's Sector 7? And then it was G.I. Joe, and I was pretty confused. I might have to go watch a video and explaining that. Maybe it's a big crossover. I've only watched one G.I. Joe movie, but I didn't really. Okay, well, things I didn't like. I didn't really like Elena. I thought she was. I didn't really think we needed her. I'm glad that her and Noah didn't become like a couple or whatever. I like her. I didn't like Optimus in the beginning because he was like such a jerk, and I thought he was just getting absolutely thrashed by Scourge in the beginning. He ends up, at one point, he straight up blames Noah for them losing the key, and Noah rightfully is like, "You blaming me because you guys got your butts kicked just now, and you've been here for like 8 years and you haven't been able to do this." I talked about Mirage. I thought he was a little bit too much. Some of the humor hit a little bit. Like some people in those theaters were laughing at some jokes. Some jokes are pretty funny, but compared to like the other Transformers movies, I don't think it's one of my favorites. I might watch it like again. It's not one of those movies that like I've watched the first and second Transformers movie like so many times, but it's definitely it's not up there like that. B will be from the Bayverse. The Optimus from Bayverse is definitely much better. Like Noah compared to like the other main characters is Noah close. I mean, Sam is still like the G. Cade is pretty is badass as well, but Sam is like, I don't know, he was just so good. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to cover. If you haven't watched any big Transformers fan, you should probably go see it. Then you should like rank it on your list of Transformers movies. I think you might not all like this, but Revenge of the Fallen might be my favorite one, or Dark of the Moon. I think the only thing about Dark of the Moon I didn't like was the beginning. It was just, when I first watched it, I did not like it at all. But Revenge of the Fallen might be my favorite. And then the first one, like, is just so nostalgic for me. I might even go watch that later. Maybe I might make a list of all my Transformers movies. I don't know how many there are, but I've never watched the shows or anything like that. I know people like those ones. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. See, I might, when the Flash comes out, I'm gonna do the same thing for this. Let's talk about it. Hopefully that doesn't disappoint me too much, because I'm really looking forward to that one. Because the Flash is my favorite character. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this. I'm gonna have my Hogwarts Legacy gameplays still coming up, but I'm gonna have some more videos hopefully planned out. But thanks you for watching, and I'll see you guys.